morning, Billie Jo with Little House on the Hill Homestead. It's time for a morning drive, so let's go. Good morning. How is everyone doing today? I'm on my way to my regular 8 to 4:30 job. But I do have great news today. The sky is not falling, Chicken Little. That's great news, right? Yeah, I know, really bad mom joke. Really bad mom joke, but that's okay. So I'm sure all of you are wondering, where have Billie Jo and Paisley been lately? We've been super busy with our garden. We've been super busy with our animals. It's been so hot here in Alabama. It's a daily fight for our chickens and our rabbits, unfortunately. No matter what we do, it's just super hot. Unfortunately, we've lost some chickens. We've lost 2 rabbits. We're still working on getting the new coop and rabbit barn built, but with me working a regular job, multiple jobs at home, trying to keep everything else going, and now taking on a second job at night. Yeah, second job. It's not getting done as quick as I would hope. I really wish I could afford to take an entire week off from work so that I could get it done, but I just don't have the time. And with things in the world going like they are now, I'm in hyperactive mode to make sure that everything is completed in a timely manner. Plus, I went into Walmart with my husband last night. He needed one of those little small torch contraption things that it's like a little torch and a little tank, and it comes like a whole kit. He wanted to go to Walmart to buy one last night, so we did. Of course, the sun right in my face already. So we went in there last night, and I was like, oh man, I really need some cheese. I've gotten stuck on jalapeno pimento and cheese, homemade. It's amazing. I'll have to share that recipe with you later. But I went over into the grocery section. Guys, a 5-pound bag of wing sections, frozen, in the Walmart brand was $30. Yeah, $30. Their entire meat counter was just pretty much non-existent. I don't know if it was the time of day, the day of the week. I'm not really sure as to why it looked so bare. But it was pretty bad. While we're on the topic of meat this morning, Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Doug did a video last night about beef cattle prices. Here in Alabama, we're getting rain. It's sporadic. I'm still having to water the garden, which is costing me a pretty good penny. But in Texas, they're not getting any. They're coming up at a year drought. Someone else posted, I think it was like 0.2 of an inch of rain since August of last year. So they've not been able to grow feed and hay through the year to feed their cattle. There's no grass for their cattle. People are going down from his area, he's in Missouri, are going down to Texas, and they're taking hay down and they're coming back with cattle. There was a video, I believe it was on TikTok, and Doug mentioned it too, where people were lined up at the sale barns. It's like a 3-mile long line to get in with their cattle to sell them. They're selling them super cheap because they can't afford to feed them. And my husband and I had this conversation about a month ago. I went with our barrels to the local feed mill and bought a bunch of feed. And I told him, I said, I come back and I was really upset. I'd spent like $150 on feed, which for our small operation where we have 20 to 30 chickens and probably the same number of rabbits, plus our 3 big dogs and 2 little dogs that are security. For our small operation, that was a lot of feed, especially going to the feed mill and purchasing it in bulk. And I told him, I said, we really should look into a pig. We should look into a goat, maybe a calf if we can find a place to put a calf. I said, but a goat and a pig we could definitely have here on our small acreage. We're on a 1/4 acre lot. I was like, we could definitely put that here, and I think we would be okay. We could totally, have a goat to milk, so we would have milk. We could do cheese. We could do butter. We could do all that. I don't know about butter. I don't get enough fat out of milk fat in it to do butter, but definitely cheese. I love goat cheese. You can do soaps. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with goat milk. And a pig, of course we could feed a pig out and have it for food. And he was like, oh my God. He's like, the prices of those are ridiculous, and the price of feed. And I said, the price of feed is what's going to kill you. I said, but while it's still low, let's go get some more barrels. Let's stock up. And I said, even if we don't purchase them right now, give it 6 to 8 months, because those people that are freaking out right now and are running out and buying those, I said, they're going to realize very soon they can't afford the feed for them. They're going to sell them super cheap. People are going to start selling them really cheap before long, hopefully, because they're not going to be able to feed them. And this is people, when I say people, I'm talking about your average run-of-the-mill person that may not have the experience and the knowledge in order to keep an animal through these kind of times. They're not going to be able to afford the feed, because they're going to think that they're going to need to buy high quality feed. Then when it comes time to and they may have the end goal in mind that they're going to have it processed, and that's going to be their meat, which is ideal, to be honest. That's exactly why I want it, and that is ideal. But in the end, they may not be able to get it into a processor. Over the last 2 years, it's been almost a year wait to get an animal into a processing plant to have it processed at your local processor. So if you don't have the knowledge in order to process it yourself, you're going to be even bigger trouble, and it's going to cost you a pretty good penny to have it processed as well. So I don't know that animal prices, what I'm saying is I don't think animal prices are going to hold at the high price that they are now. I think they're going to start eventually dropping, but I think feed prices are going to stay high. So it's going to be a give or take situation, and those of us that can go in now and store the feed to last us a while, at least through the winter, a good 6 to 8 months, if you can store that amount of feed and purchase one of these animals, whatever it may be, when the prices start going down, I think you'll be in a good spot to be. So that's my take on animals right now. If you're really interested in meat animals, look into rabbits. Rabbits are very quiet. They don't make a lot of noise. They can smell pretty strong. They have an ammonia smell to them. So you definitely need an outdoor airy place, but you can take rabbit manure and put it straight on your plant, straight onto your lawn. It will not burn it like chicken or horse. So that is a great thing there. You can keep, as long as you keep it cleaned out, you'll be good to go. Another one that we're looking into is quail. Quail eggs are super, super tiny. Fun fact about quail eggs, the pattern is always the same every time. So if it has a spotted pattern, the next time that hen, or I guess they lay, it's going to look exactly the same. We do not have quail. We're looking into getting into quail because they hatch really fast. I believe it's a 14-day hatch period, I believe, hatch cycle. Where chickens are 21, I believe it's 14. They hatch super fast, and they grow out super fast. There's not a lot of meat on them, but it is high protein, super fast, very minimal amount of space to raise quail. Both of those I've mentioned before are such great protein sources, and definitely worth looking into. Onto the garden. It is July. It's mid-July. Don't think that just because it's mid-July, you cannot plant a garden still. You can totally do fall plants. In our zone, we have until probably mid-August to get our fall gardens put in. Right now, our tomatoes and peppers that we planted late spring are just now coming in super strong. So we will not be able to use our victory garden for a fall garden. Our tomato plants, I need to do a video out there. Those tomato plants are over 10 foot tall. They're huge. I have never, ever. So we will definitely have some trade secrets on those for next year. Tomato plants are doing great. Sweet potatoes that we put in the box are doing wonderful. The squash, we've got squash coming in. Our summer squash are just fine. I'm saying summer squash. They're just now coming in, our yellow crookneck squash. We've got, I've already harvested some radishes and pickled some. We've also got onions that are coming in strong. In the greenhouse, we have, I believe, 6 tomato plants started. They're about to the point that we need to put in bigger pots. So I've got to head out and find some pots or some buckets or something to plant them in. We're going to leave those in the greenhouse. We also have onions and lettuce growing in the greenhouse. Hopefully those will be things that will last through the fall. Hopefully we can keep and extend into the winter months as well. Green beans. We had green beans at our friend's house. We had him plant in rows. The rows are about 200 foot. My husband went over the other day and came back and he said, Billy Joe, he's like, green beans need picked. You need to get over there. So Paisley and I go over about 7 o'clock last night, and they were planted between cucumbers and cantaloupes, both runners. So you could not work the soil like you normally would. So the rows were did not get to be tilled or cleaned up down the rows. Grass overtook them. Some kind of bug got in there, I don't know, and has eat everything. I'm gonna guess, go out on a limb and guess, it's probably a kudzu bugs. This area is notorious for it. I really think that's probably what it was, but I can't be 100% sure. Out of a half a row, I could salvage a quart of green beans. Not very happy about how that ended out. So we will be going back. Green beans can be planted in the fall, in case you didn't know. They actually prefer the cool weather. We are not looking at doing rows there. If we do decide to go back in and do rows there, we'll choose a different spot. And I want it to be where I can go in and just, with my tiller, go down the rows and keep it cleaned out. I don't like it like that. I like to keep my garden clean and neat as much as I can. So either if we do that, then I'm going to talk to him and see if we're going to do that, or if I just want to try to do some boxes and do some planter boxes at the house. I don't know how well those will work. I've never container garden green beans. I don't know that I'll be able to get enough green beans in a container garden to make it work for our family. We were really looking to be able to process several quarts of green beans for the winter. We do like green beans, fresh green beans, so I was hoping that would be a possibility. So that is not going to be an option. So we're looking at getting green beans planted again and hopefully get a good crop still before winter gets here. So I've kind of kept you guys going this morning, talking to you about what's going on. Like I said, sorry we've not been around. It's kind of hit or miss. We've got so much going on, and we're going to continue to at least do the shorts. We've got, let me see what else is going on. Oh, wood. We're in the middle of hauling wood, trying to get it brought in and cut up, split. Of course, the log splitter has broken on us twice, so we're back to square one. That lovely pile of wood, we got about a quarter of it maybe busted. That was on our short last week, so that will be coming up soon. We'll hopefully get all that done. So just guys, bear with us. Like everybody else that does this type of content on any social media platform, we are all super busy this time of year, and very lucky to get any content out and provided to you guys. In the meantime, make sure you check out some of my some of the channels that I follow. The Economic Ninja, he gives amazing insight on what's going on in the world today. The Appalachian Homestead with Patera, she's very honest. If you don't want honesty and you don't want a reality check, might want to check somebody else, but she's definitely your girl for that. Off Grid and with Doug and Stacy, I love those two. Stacy's got me into fermenting lemonades. She's got me into fermenting vegetables. I'm looking for a comfrey plant and a green stevia plant. Thanks to her. Let's see. Mr. Danny and Miss Wanda. You know I love those two down in Mississippi because I'm a Mississippi girl originally. So if you haven't checked out his porch time, make sure you check out his porch time videos. They're amazing. Of course, they do their lives on Saturday night. They're all about sharing the love of Jesus Christ and a lot of gardening and homesteading advice along the way. The Stivers up in Kentucky. I love those two. They're so funny. They always have a lot of fun content. They've had some weather issues, some lightning, some thunderstorms, knocking some power out, knocking a tree got hit in their yard. They've got their lovely shop there. They've got Etsy shops. Always got stuff, fun stuff to find from them. And then, last but not least, Living Traditions Homestead. Yeah. They're the ones that got me in the fish emulsion, which I think is what is helping those plants grow 10 foot tall. That and the rabbit manure. So that's probably it. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. Stay blessed, and remember, always look forward and up to brighter and more beautiful days. And we will see you guys again soon. Have a great day. Bye.